For our next tech partner, intelligent buildings. We've known these guys since they started, and they have they've helped architect a strategy, literally some of the most iconic smart building portfolios, including GSA Public Building Service, who you're going to hear much more about tomorrow morning in the general session. I'm just really happy that we have them with us as one of our tech partners here for the CIO Roundtable. And so I've got, I know Rob and Darryl will remember, but Darryl's going to, Darryl, I'm going to go over.
Sure. Great.
And you got a slide or two?
Yep, got a slide or two. Well, I appreciate everybody's time, and what I'd like to do is just give you all a quick overview on not just our life story or anything, but really where we are from a service delivery perspective today. Intelligent Buildings is a commercial real estate technology specialist. We simplify commercial building technology with assessment, strategic advice, and 24/7 services. And what I'm going to do is just spend a couple minutes giving you a highlight of those services and a little bit of proof points at the end. And really my main point of this conversation is to invite you to talk at our booth during the course of the next couple of days. We really offer a service offering that protects and monitors your building technology, keeps your systems ready, and we provide secure connections to and from the internet for your vendors and for your staff into those systems. And really, very quick walkthrough of these services that are all interconnected. Foundationally, we build a zero trust overlay onto your operational technology within every building you have in your portfolio. That allows for us to build a moat around that technology. Don't let anybody in. And we also, around the moat, inside the moat is typically a castle. We tend to turn that castle invisible. So the operational technology, which is sometimes, not every time, but sometimes an underserved and funded and maybe under-updated network and systems in your building, we can come in and provide that security day one and help mitigate some of the risks there. We also provide continuous operational technology, asset management, asset inventory, discovery, and vulnerability detection on those networks and with those devices on the networks. And what we've found is those operational technology devices on those networks are typically harder to find with standard IT tools. So we can identify with the technology we're using. We do use tools that have some really good AI and ML learning over the past few years. We can identify devices and down to firmware versions on those devices to help understand what's really running in your buildings. The next piece is a lot of those, as I mentioned, those underserved and under-updated systems sometimes don't have really good backups and antivirus tools built into that or deployed on them. And we help with that because we found as we assist real estate portfolios that are large and diverse across the country that we're finding that what a company might have bought isn't as well maintained as they would like it to be, and we can start mitigating those threats in there as well. We also have deployed SOC and NOC services on top of those operational technology networks, so to allow more of a corporate overview of the dispersed real estate portfolio of the operational technologies within the building. And lastly, we also do remote monitoring and maintenance on those devices as necessary to deploy updates, deploy OS and firmware updates to those services, to those devices as well. Really quick, I just wanted to run through a few kind of highlights of what the kind of things we've been doing. In the proactive risk management, where we've identified and mitigated threats, we've really, at the early stages 2.5 years ago of the European troubles in the Ukraine, we were finding malware that was deployed by Russia. We were finding it behind that secure moat. It had gotten in by vendors bringing in their devices into those networks, but we were finding malware that was trying to phone home and really start disrupting the technology. We were finding these buildings in major US cities on operational technology networks and infecting the systems there. So be it building management system, HVAC system. and security, lighting, those type of systems were getting infected because the vendors were bringing in unbeknownst to them. They didn't know they had it, but they were propagating that because as they were connecting to those systems locally, their devices weren't managed by our customers as tightly as they can be. So they didn't have up-to-date antivirus on their system. So they were really bringing in threats, and we were able to block that because we were that outer shell, and we were monitoring the traffic. We were finding those anomalies, and we were able to identify. We were able to cordon it off. We were able to destroy it. But more importantly, we were able to log everything we did. And because this customer has some very important customers, important tenants, we were able to help them with the information they needed for FBI and Homeland to debrief and find out what was going on. So we're very thrilled that we were able to provide that service to our customers. We're able to also help maintain the operational integrity of those systems. As I mentioned, a lot of these operational systems aren't well maintained or as well maintained as you might be led to believe by some of your vendors. So we're doing backups nightly for some of these operational technology. We're doing it over the cloud, via a cloud-based enterprise-grade backup platform. And we're also able to help when we've had instances where we need to restore systems. We've been able to do it in under 2 hours if we need to. We can get the backup back to the local team and get them up and running. I think it's very important to realize that how important it is, these systems. Some of them mission critical. If you lose, as you all know, if you lose some of these systems, you might not be able to occupy the building until it's rectified. So that's a pretty big risk. And lastly, as I mentioned earlier, we're doing inventory and monitoring of the IT and OT devices on the networks. And as we've matured this part of our service, we've been able to really dig deep and start identifying not just that it's an OT device. We're able to name it. We're able to get serial numbers. We're able to get firmware versions, and we're also able to track the traffic of where those devices are going. We're able to go on dual home servers and find out what the back door is doing and how all that network traffic looks. And we're able to start mitigating those risks. We're even able to see a lot of the data that's being sent back and forth. And if you're looking for specific data points, if you have a mission critical space that you always want the temperature to be above or below a certain point, we can provide that level of data analysis back to you without necessarily bothering your integrator. So there's a plethora of information being transmitted on your networks in your buildings, and we're able to help mitigate the risks that are being propagated on those networks and also provide you extra data. I do want to invite everybody, that's really it. I do really want to invite everybody, if you're curious, want to know more, I'm here all week, and be happy to talk to all of you. Thank you very much.